KINK Live at the Bing Lounge with James. Welcome. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.
I know it's late, but...
Apparently, Portland is the Austin of America at the moment.
Yes, it is.
In terms of music.
Yeah, we're getting quite a reputation. Well, speaking of cities, Manchester, England, in the early days, it was groups like the Hollies, the Bee Gees, 10cc, then later on Joy Division, the Smiths, New Order. Is there something in the water there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's because it rains a lot and it's
like
a
Portland,
little bit miserable.
Yeah.
And so we have to find things to do.
Yeah, it's boredom.
Boredom.
Forces creativity.
Boredom works.
Boredom works.
Were you guys influenced by those bands?
Yeah,
some
definitely.
More than others, probably.
Joy Division had an impact on us, and The Fall. Personally, I'm a bit more of an Iggy Pop, Patti Smith kind of guy. But I think that the root of the band was, Joy Division, The Fall. That kind of edgy, bolshy, Manchester, shoot yourself in the foot, don't try and be too successful kind of that's the tradition we come from.
Yeah, just when you start getting successful, back away.
Absolutely.
That's your real breakthrough here in the States was 1993's Laid, which was a great album, title track you just did. Brian Eno helped you with that album, and he seems like this enigmatic character to me, because I've never even seen him interviewed or anything, but I see his name in a lot of different places. What's he like to work with? What's he like as a person?
He doesn't exist. He's a figment of many bands' imagination.
Seems to be working.
Yeah. We created him for 5 albums, I think we made with him in the end. And he's astonishing. He's has the most amazing brain. He kind of his problem solving. It's just any kind of technical problem, any problem with a song becomes this exciting adventure, rather like a childlike attitude to everything, and it's infectious. And so you start to kind of working 18-hour days to try and solve how you can make this bit work and this bit work. And we loved working with him. It was an absolute, unadulterated pleasure, really, wasn't it? We were very lucky. All our other friends in bands would be like, "How'd you get to work with Brian Eno?" Chili Peppers, Flea would say, and we've been trying to work with him for years. And Michael Stipe would say the same thing. And God knows we were just lucky, really. We just kept pestering him, and eventually he gave in.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah, that's what it was. And good bottles of wine. He used to have a real weakness for great bottles of wine, so we'd go hunting these rare wines.
Okay, any of you in a band, remember that.
That's it.
So, you took several years off after Laid. It seemed like there was actually it was a little bit later on. You did that Booth and the Bad Angel album, which was great. How was it working with Angelo?
Oh, amazing. It started with a TV show in England where they were putting disparate musicians together, and they asked me who I wanted to work with, and I chose Angelo Badalamenti, who, if you don't know, did Twin Peaks soundtrack and Julie Cruz record, and was making this haunting, sensual, dark music. And it didn't work for the TV show, but I kept pestering him with poems on faxes, and they'd arrive at 2:00 in the morning because I hadn't got the time thing worked out between England and America. And I thought he was like David Lynch, so I was writing these dark, dark poems to him, and he thought I was some weird stalker from England. And it worked. I turned up in New York, and he said, "Oh, I've composed a piece of music to one of your pieces," and played me this kind of opera. And he said, "I suppose you want to take it home and work on it." I said, "No, I want to go in the studio with you now, and I'll make something up that goes with it." And because of the training in James, we write everything through improvisation, quick.
Okay.
I could do that with him, and he got very excited by the speed in which we are trained to work. We could make up a song now, in 5 minutes. Oh,
I think
dear.
a challenge is being
Did I just say that? I didn't say that. That was Jimmy who said that. But we work very fast, basically, improvising songs, and then the work on them is the bit that takes a long time.
Right, getting them
the
just
initial
right.
thing is really quick.
Yeah. So you did take a few years off. What was the motivation for getting back together?
I left 2001.
Yeah.
I think it was like 6 years later, and these guys rang me, and we'd all changed, and people become family people, and we got a bit more grounded, and we could communicate better. It was all about communication. When we split, we were still making music we were very proud of, but as a family, we were incredibly dysfunctional. And it was like, okay, can we change that? And we could. And the other motivation, I think, for me was seeing, say, Springsteen reform the E Street Band.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best gigs I've ever seen. And reforming bands has always seemed like a really seedy, tacky thing to do, you know. But it was like, oh, you can do it. And you make new music. And the Pixies coming back. But the Pixies didn't make new music. That's the only thing I don't like about the Pixies coming back. I want to hear new songs.
Right.
And we gave ourselves a challenge that, you know, we'll come back, but as long as we can make music as good now as our past, so we don't blow our tradition.
Nice.
And we think we've done that.
So far, so good.
But we live in a bubble of our own illusions. Don't trust me.
That's okay. It's good. They know you're there. Well, thanks so much for stopping into the lounge. Kink Live at the Bing Lounge after hours. This is James.